Nigeria's business with Canada can actually help Canada to indirectly challenge the Liberation Day speech of President, I won't call the name.
Thank you. Now, you will all agree with me that this conversation is a very big one. And I want to propose, actually, as we get on this, that Madam, we're going to help us to set up a table because we need to have this conversation, I think, continuously online, especially among those that are business-oriented in Nigeria. I'm involved in this, and I'm going to mention some names that you can also get from them, and I'm going to say this. Nigerian, as in Canada, do a lot of Nigeria food. We are having the flavor of Nigeria on Saturday. We have a lot of Jollof Fest. Now, many times when we have this, what do you call it now, event, now we have the authority from Canada will come, they will check our food, and then they say that you cannot sell this here. One of it is abacha. Because it looks like those that eat abacha, it has to be cold, right? And if no, this is too cold, you cannot eat it. So we have a lot of work to do. Now, for us to, I mean, we've been eating leaf for some days now. So for us to eat what is our own cultural food, they need to understand there must be proper documents because they don't know what it is. So I'm going to plead to Madam Honorable and the High Commission that we need to have a dedicated officer who's going to work with your office and the Canadian other offices to say this is our food and this is how it's usually prepared, and then so that they can accept it. But I'm going to come to you, Madam Nonye. Now, what will then be your role? Because you promote a lot of this, so that we perhaps should we now be able to look at some product that should not come from home to Canada?
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say that in terms of export, market intelligence, market information is very key. And when you're talking about market intelligence, you need to understand the requirements in the country of export. That's the country like Nigeria exporting. You need to understand the rudiments, what exactly practical things that can be done in terms of being export ready, in terms of customs requirements, in terms of speaking. We need to understand exactly what is required, the kind of products, in what form and in what form that they need. And so Nigerian Export Promotion Council, I'm glad he mentioned it. We work together before he stepped out again. So we can work with, what we do is to provide information, data. We work with the embassies, we work with various institutions, we work with NAFDAC on decided reject. That will help to also reduce certain cancellation of contracts. And we have been doing a lot in that space, but that's not the journey. We also partner with development partners, particularly, let me say, there's a program we call STDF 845. It was launched by Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, particularly to de-risk certain products like sesame and cowpea. So we leverage on that, and then to make sure that we train them. Education will address certain issues, some of these issues that we talk about. So it's a continuous journey. I won't say there are no issues. Those issues are being tackled not just only by NEPC. We have SON, we have NADAC. We also have the development partners who also understand what they do on the other side. So it's a continuous journey, and we will continue to partner. And I must say, I must honestly thank Nigerian Diaspora Commission, my honorable chair, for this amazing initiative, because it has presented us a lot of information, it's a platform where we can engage, ventilate ideas, and begin to deal with some of these challenges that constitute barriers to trade. Thank you.
All right, so in closing, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to give us your parting word. But I will first want Ashraf, because you are a major partner on this project, to tell us how do you think your office really would be? Are you ready to send somebody to Nigeria to work with these decks so that you make it easy for?
Okay, thank you. So definitely, currently, right now, we actually have a project called TRISEC, Trade for Resilient, Inclusive, and Sustainable Economic Growth. So through this project, we are going to work with the Nigerian SMEs to send their products to Canada. And our target sector is actually processed food. So if you visit any of the grocery stores in here, you will see that is higher than what we have in the US. So our per capita invoice is $20,000. per person. Or on the other hand, US is in Nigeria. So, Madam earlier talked about, you provide certifications, but in order for SMEs to, they actually have to need support for packaging, for labeling, and then also there's very specific Canadian specific certifications they sometimes need to do whenever there's an organic products or ethnic products. So those are actually on one-on-one support that we have been providing for the Nigerian SMEs for the past, I think, for more than 10 years. And we will continue to provide that support to the Nigerian SMEs so that they can build partnerships in here. And then we also actually provide support to the Nigerian SMEs to create business linkages with the Canadian buyers. So we support them to go to the come to the various export shows in here in Canada, and also through our project we take the Canadian buyers and we also will take them to Nigeria so that they can make B2B deals in Nigeria with their products.
Oh, thank you so much, Ashraf. I'm going to give you a few more minutes to do a little bit, deeper analysis. But before that, I'm going to ask my colleague on this panel to share.
Before now, at SMEDAN, as regards export and access to market particularly, we try to see our SMEs take their products out of the shores of Nigeria to expand their reach. We are trying to harness the benefits of the AFTA agreement, and we're trying to put Nigerian products on the shelf of every African country. But from this conference, like if it lasts for now, at least let's start with Canada, bringing our products, more of it to Canada, then from there we can take it to other places. Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. My parting words. Canada remains a very great market destination for Nigeria, and Nigeria has enormous potentials in terms of commodities, products that can be exported. So one of the things that we can do is collaboration. Collaboration for import in Canada. And that partnership should also start right now. There is a program we have, the NEPC Connect, which is a webinar series. We normally call it Let's Undress, because let's undress a country. So one of the things we are going to do, working with, if the Honorable Chair agrees, is for us to undress Canada. And in experts in Nigeria, we come together to discuss how practically we can make this sense, we can make an improvement and remove some of these barriers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, I will latch on one word. Bio used it in his closing remarks. Food for thought to the Nigerians in this form. Collaboration has become our Achilles heel. Collaboration has made us a little bit, or maybe significantly fragmented. And so you are seeing trade and investment conference there. I think also, again, I'm sorry, Honorable Abike, I'm putting so much load on you, but if there's one thing I want us to consider as a takeaway from this conference, maybe with your office coordinating, maybe we need to say the High Commissioner has been I mean, I cannot thank you enough for the support that you have given over the years, but the reality remains. So let us look at it that way. Nigeria is a government-led economy. There is no way that a private sector person can be smart enough to provide a solution outside collaboration.
Actually, it's the only non-Nigeria here. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to just give us, you mentioned some things that must be done. Now we're going to form a table. I think I'm guessing like that we're going to have to create this group to really embrace each other and collaborate. So what are those things you think you need to take away really from this conference as a Canadian who sit on that table?
I mean, Nigeria has tremendous earlier that, for Nigeria, if we look at historically, it's actually the mineral fuels that comes from Nigeria to Canada.
But say that again, sir.
Huh?
The what comes from Nigeria to Canada?
Mineral fuels.
Mineral
Fossil fuels.
Okay.
But if we look at food categories.
Please, I need us to pay attention to this. What he's saying is very important, especially if you are exporting into Canada or importing into Canada as well. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So right now in Nigeria, we're doing a market research. And in that market research, we have identified some products. Cocoa is actually one of the top products that has huge potentials in Canada. Cocoa, raw and roasted. So coffee, basically coffee beans.
Fantastic.
So then we have sesame beans, soya beans. So these actually have huge market potential for the Nigerian exporters and SMEDAN. We will obviously engage furthermore on this. And through our project that we are ongoing, that will continue up until 2030, we will support the Nigerian SMEs so that they can bring these products, that the value chain products that we have identified, into Canada. Now, I'd also like to highlight some couple of free resources that is available for the Nigerian SMEs to gather market database is there. So you can actually register yourselves and get it. Now for CBSA, if you go into just Google AIRS system, automated import referencing system. So that system will tell you what by product, by HS codes, what are the certification requirements that you have to meet to send their products to Canada. And then you have Canadian import database. So you can just Google it. So that Canadian import data each of the provinces. And then you can actually create business linkages, necessary business linkages with those importers into Canada. So that's
fantastic. So for all of those of us who wants to import, small business, medium, large scale businesses, you've heard it directly. So you can Google these things. But sir, just quickly, what's the website again? So
Canada. So in
Trade Facilitation Office Canada.
So in our website, you will see that various resources that is available there free of cost. And if you are an exporter from Nigeria, you can actually register your profile over there, very short form, and then you will have access to much more rich information and market info. We have the contact information, and I am here. I can actually provide my
fantastic.
So we can.
Thank you. My mic now.
I'll just say something. One thing. One of the reasons why we were able to do the first Diaspora Economic Conference is because in Canada alone last year, we had 27 Nigerian diaspora events, and we're being invited to all. So what we did was got the major players together to form NIDEC. And I think that's headed by Dr. Ajayi. So that team, Dr. Ayeni, sorry, that team, but Dr. Ajayi is also, where is he? That team, it will be like a planning committee for Diaspora Economic Conference. So what your
There's another round of applause for them as they go back to their seats. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.